now I shall talk about finger tricking solves. So I'll just go through basic moves, which I do, but I often violate these little rules that I set myself. So U moves. Sometimes that, when my finger's over here. Sometimes that. U prime, I do that, or that. And never that, because my finger is gripping. See, my grip is different to most people's, because I used to be too weak to hold a cube, actually, so I used to hold with my pinky finger. But now it's good, because now I can do that, which, yeah, you do need your pinky there for. R moves, or that, sometimes, definitely not that. F moves, that. I can't do that, really, or that. Enough of that, so I'll just do a solve, and I'll be very deliberate with my finger tricks. So see, the trick is to re-grip when the other hand is making the previous move. So I just re-gripped here when my hand's doing a U2. Oh, whoops, like that. Now I have to re-grip. So often exchange hands is a good thing to do that. For MU, my finger tricks pretty much normal, other than doing that a lot and doing that sometimes. How do you practice finger tricks? Well, do solves where you count the amounts of re-grips you're doing. So stuff like 1, 2, 2. Well, for Roo, that's easy because I don't do rotations. For C-Fop, not so good. We try to do rotationless stuff, but sometimes doing rotations is good. And often, that's why I do cross on the left, because rotations for cross on the left aren't really rotations. So I can do stuff like that, and then X isn't really a rotation to me, and bringing it down isn't really a rotation. And you see how it flows smoothly. Okay, not here, but yeah, whatever. I don't notice OLCP. Oh dear. Do I notice? Yes, I do. One-handed. How do you do finger tricks? Well, that's obviously very important if you can't do that thing, which I can't, because look, my finger's over here. I can't double flick, but perhaps you should. In an ideal world, I would. Again, it's all about exchanging stuff. Exchanging between these two fingers, or exchanging between the thumb. You don't want to be using, like, for example, that, and then an F move down here, which I can't do, because I don't know that finger trick. Regrips. And for MU, obviously you're alternating, so it's great. I'll just do loads of solves slowly, and I'll exaggerate my finger tricks, and you can sort of see. Ah yes, keep your fingers close to the cube. Don't flail around doing like you, well, or more commonly just you, and then sort of not, well, yeah. Don't come back too quickly either, because sometimes you can do you and then you like that. That sometimes saves time, or if you want to do a U prime really quickly, you can flick it like that. And yeah, double flicks on both hands, obviously good. Practice by doing this. And soon you'll be able to do both double flicks equally well, which is a good skill. See, that's where you need to do double flicks, and now I could do that, but no, that's silly. Oh, I see that, okay. That's a nice Nicholas finger trick. And while we're talking about Nicholas's, I may as well show you this one. So, this. So, just a fun Nicholas finger trick, and I can show you this one as well, for Nicholas as well, but for a different OLOL CP. So when Nicholas, you've got two flips here, the algs for like this. So sometimes it's useful to do flips like that. And then there's obviously hand ones where you do U2 a lot, so that's sometimes useful. And don't be afraid to do awkward finger tricks, because they won't be awkward next time you do them. Too easy. Okay, okay, yeah, so my hand wasn't in a position to do a U prime, so I had to do it with my right hand, but then bring it back here, because I couldn't grip it to do an E move, so I had to do that. Here my hand's in a good position, had to regrip again. Oops. And the good thing about using glue is that the last six edges are pretty much like no regrip heaven. Don't need to do any regrips. Second block, a bit of regrips because of 2-gen. 2-gen's not very fun for regripping because your hand kind of gets twisted like that. Whilst for first block, you've got both hands to do. You see, that's why I don't like 2-gen, because if you're doing 2-gen, well, your right hand's doing all of this, and it's also doing all the U moves, so your right hand's twisting around like that. Your left hand's just going U, waits for a bit, and does U prime, you know. To conclude, I don't know. I'll just do a solve. Ah yes, all these U2s, you need to learn how to do that. That's cool. So, I'll show you some last year's ones quickly, because why not? Ooh, I just committed a crime. I solved this using this. Oh dear. Yes, I made a mistake as well, so don't feel too bad whenever you do that. But make sure you do that more often than not. Right. This is an interesting one. So I'm gonna... Actually, no, just that. No need for anything fancy. And then I'll give me a 6 flip, but a good one. You see how my hand was over here? Because my hand was doing an M2. So when I do an M2, my index finger flips down, and that's where my hand's not in a position to do U prime. So if your hand doesn't want to do U prime, don't force it to, use your other hand, and have fun cubing while you can.